I know I'm probably a little tardy to the party when it comes to the Paradise Spa, but the end is near for this 60-year-old property. So let's cruise around and get a better look at what's left, what's torn down, and what the future holds for this property. This right here is one of the buildings they're tearing down. It looks like it was possibly the last one to catch on fire. Now, I want to say in the past 3 to 5 years, there's probably been about 6 or 7 fires on the Paradise Spa property. 8 buildings have been condemned, and many more have been torn down over the years. But this one right here, I believe, is the final one that did catch on fire not that long ago, maybe a few months back. And most of these fires are caused by squatters because in reality, these buildings were never secured, they were never boarded up correctly, and it's a free home for the homeless. And what happens, happens. Now, let me get this right out of the way. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh man, you didn't get really up close to these buildings and film up close. And there's a reason why. There were still probably about 50 to 80 people living in a Paradise Spa, and I did not want to go up and invade their space and invade their privacy just to make a video. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Now, honestly, what makes Paradise Spa that much more interesting is the fabled so-called history around it. Vegas has a way of twisting the history. They do the whole Elvis, the Rat Pack slept here. They stayed here, they partied here. Kind of like George Washington slept here in any other part of the country. Vegas does it on steroids. I mean, it's nice for things to have legend, especially here in Las Vegas, but I've researched this property so much and I cannot find any history of any celebrity living here. Now, one of the funniest rumors about Paradise Spa is from the HOA president himself, who has said Marilyn Monroe has posed for pictures here on the property, which is impossible since it was built 3 years after she died. Like I said, more fabled bullshit. Despite the fraudulent history of Paradise Spa, I look back at some of the advertisements of this property, and I will tell you this. For 1965, in the middle of the desert, it looked to be a pretty cool place to live. Back in 1965, Paradise Spa was located roughly 6-7 miles away from the Las Vegas Strip. It was out in the middle of the desert all on its own. You didn't have too much around, but this place had Olympic-sized swimming pools, spas, a gym. It was a whole city within a city. And looking back at some of the old pictures, it was a beautiful spot. But now there's not too much left, and what is left is now being torn down and condemned. By the end of the summer, none of this will be here, but just the memories of Paradise Spa. So stay tuned. We're going to kind of check in on this property from time to time and see the progress of the demolition. And like I said, if you're not following the Random Abyss, then what are you doing? Please click like, share, and subscribe. We're available on all major social media platforms. You can catch the Random Abyss at www.therandomabyss.net.